I was beaten and tased while I was in the hospital on November the 4th. There was no arrest. There was no charge. Come inside. Come. I do suffer from PTSD due to officers, so it's hard for me to be okay. That's just for my protection. Let me get the paperwork for you.
Okay.
So, it was about my 6th or 7th time going to the hospital for the same circumstance. My lipase levels, pancreas, things.
Do you remember me and you talking several months ago on the phone?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay. It would have been not long after that happened. Me and you talked on the phone.
Okay. And I understand that he's always a deputy, but this falls upon a citizen on citizen, for he was working as security, which is not in his official capacity. The complaint that was made, they didn't do any investigation. They even state that I was sweating and profuse and out of it. It even says that I had seems to have been having a mental breakdown. But I have body camera footage from when I was in the house to the hospital to the ambulance to the hospital being treated, all the way up to the point where the other deputy, the regular deputy, Miss Michelle I think her name was, she asked to have it turned off. It was turned off.
What was turned off?
The body camera.
Okay.
And at that we complied. I didn't want to comply. I wanted to figure out what was wrong with me sickness-wise, because it was like the 6th, 7th time going to the same hospital for the same treatment.
Yeah.
And just as the doctor had said, we're signing you in, we need to see you in the hospital, Mr. Lawrence comes running in, ready to assault, put my hands behind my back. He went off. He had his taser out. And according to this, he says that I had my hands up like this. His taser was out. I wouldn't have put my hands up if his taser wasn't out. And he didn't, whoever did the investigation, didn't take into account I was being treated in the hospital. They were seeing if I was on drugs. They were seeing if I was doing anything inappropriately. And I asked the detective, would you like me to give you my HIPAA information showing that what they are saying that I was on drugs was a lie or an assumption? And that assumption now is affecting my Social Security, because there's a police report that says that I'm on drugs.
Okay, so you already spoke to one of our detectives.
I haven't spoke to anybody. You're the first person I've been able to actually articulate back and forth. These reports came to their conclusions without talking to any doctors, without talking to my nurse, and without talking to me. And now the slander in this is going to cause me to lose my Social Security. You know the law. If you're on hardcore drugs, you lose Social Security.
I don't know anything
They
about
almost
Social Security.
they were this close at the marijuana thing. I have a marijuana card. Did you want my ID?
No.
Okay. At this point, all I wanted to do was to sit down with Sheriff Boyd. Okay. My FOIA went like this. How often does this gentleman have a use of force? How often has he used his taser? He's been on the force for 16 years. You know, I just general information of maybe there's an explanation, or there might be a pattern of he's just very quickly pulling that taser out and he's not giving people chances, and he's relying directly on his taser. And I looked up your use of taser. The taser is not only to be used as a use of force if force is upon you. You know, you can't tase me while I've got my hands behind my back.
You alright?
Yeah. I got the 2 tasers in my chest, here and here. He wasn't far from me. He was not, for a taser only to have an 1.5 to 2 inch spread like that, taser would have to be within that's 6 inches, 7 inches. He could have just disposed it. He didn't even have to discharge it from that. My wrists, I have pictures of the damage done to my wrist, the damage done to my leg, the damage when he punched me in my sides. I have pictures of that as well. I wanted to talk to the sheriff because I'm not one to, if you look up my history, I have been beaten by police several times, and I have never went the legal, like, I'm going to sue the living daylights out of him and completely ruin a person's life. If he has a problem using his taser, a little bit of reevaluation, maybe a little bit of training or something like that, and that's how you help the situation. I don't want anything to happen to Mr. Lawrence. I just feel that he's relying on his taser really easily and not giving a human being a chance to be a human being. And I'm the product of that. There was a murder just 2 weeks ago, right in my front yard. The police came and they knocked on the door and they wanted to talk to me, and I went into a fit and I ended up in the hospital for 2 days. So psychologically, I need to come to some sort of closure with this. They've got me on Klonopin now. This is brand new. The date on it and everything's, I just got on that. I'm legal. Like, I don't do anything stupid or illegal or go out. I don't even really leave my house.
What do you want me specifically to do?
Since, and I know this from somebody else, all right, since when my phone number comes up and you're told not to answer it, the people,
I haven't been told.
dispatch. I have a lady that works for dispatch. I know she happens to live around here, and she explained to me that your name is flagged. It's next to the phone. You are not to be answered.
Yeah.
I want the FOIA body camera footage. I want the FOIA witness statements. I want the FOIA information that an individual who wasn't arrested should have the rights to.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have, and now, if
You
it needs to be done by a discovery.
You filed a FOIA, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have
Yeah,
copies of them. I have several
the
copies.
stuff that you filed that on?
Internet, because that's what the guys told
it's
me.
at the sheriff's office. They've had it ready for you.
Nobody's contacted me, and name, address, phone number. Nobody's contacted me, and honestly, when I call, I can show you. I call, and it's automatically no good. Here. This is an average phone call.
County Sheriff's Department.
2. And then doom, I know the song too well. And I mean, they just put me back and 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 put me back.
How many times?
5, 6 times.
No, I'm saying, how many times until that happened?
Thank you for calling the Craig County Sheriff's
That happens every time.
Okay.
Anytime I ever try to contact, and all I'm trying to do, I need to speak to Sheriff Boyd. There is a circumstance that happened with one of his deputies that was wrong, but I'm not trying to ruin his life in the same process. I just want the respect that you're giving me now, is just to be able to at least express my feel. Mentally, I have to come to a closure. And I mean, I understand the officer was stuck between a rock and a hard place, but in truth, upholding the policy of the hospital was actually against HIPAA law. So that's what they tried to tell him, that I couldn't record. I got HIPAA about recording. A patient has the right to record his medical treatment, even secretly. I know you probably don't know that one, but that is HIPAA law when dealing with recording. The patient has the right to record, even secretly, and it even says even secretly. So the hospital put Mr. Lawrence in a situation that actually went against HIPAA. At this point, I've been informed that I need to charge him as a civilian and make a report of what happened so that the DA can look it over and get, because I can't go to a prosecutor. An agency like yourself has to go to the prosecutor. Prosecutor can't just pick something up from an individual. It has to come from DCF. It has to come from the sheriff's department. It's got to come from it's got to come from a government facility that has found this information out for it to be prosecuted. A civilian doesn't have the right to do that. As a matter of fact, that would make the prosecutor doing your job, investigation. You can't do that. You know, he's got to be him. So since I feel that the sheriff just push him off. We'll just ignore him. He'll go away. My health is getting worse. My health is getting a lot worse. I have levels. Urinalysis is hair, blood coming out of my yin yang, and I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for him to lose his job. I'm looking for hell, getting to know the guy and possibly going shooting every Sunday or something. Like, I used to be a range officer at the Hernando County Sportsman's Club in Florida. That's why it hurts so much and why it really does affect me so much, because you're a deputy and I grew up that you guys are family. And then what happened to me and stuff, and that's where that happens.
Yeah.
You know? It's like having a mom and realizing that she's abusive. You love your mom, you know, but you're afraid. That's kind of my situation that I'm in.
Okay.
And I just want to talk to I want to feel like I'm respected. I don't know, like, what happened to me. I know it was wrong, but you don't have to say it's wrong. I'd rather see what can do so that something like that doesn't happen again. Like I don't know. That's where you guys come in. You're the professionals. You know that stuff.
As far as you meeting with the sheriff, I can't facilitate that. I'm very much so pass along a message that you want to talk to him, and I'll give him your phone number. That one. Did you get my text message a while ago? I tried to call you.
When you try to text or call anybody with T-Mobile, you get blocked because of this new thing that they're doing with the FCC or whatever with robocalls. They're actually making AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon prevent those calls from actually coming through. Okay. And I try to explain that to you, this lady, and she's, no, that's not true. You'll never get through to me.
I don't know. I don't work for a phone company, so.
Yeah.
But like I said, I can't make the sheriff sit down and have a meeting with you. I can pass along the message. You want to speak with him?
Well, you see my candor. You see my eyes. You see where I stand. You can see me. You know, there's more than just over a phone call and be able to just get the gist of what he's saying. This is honest from my heart. I want it solved and fixed. I don't want it to be broken, but I don't want to be pushed under the rug like I'm just not worth anything, because that really hurts.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna have to call and talk to him and set up
I can't
a time.
get through. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I actually had to call City Hall. City Hall said to call Metro. Metro said that they'll send an officer out here because at this point we'll just make it make the report. He did beat me. I was not arrested, and he was working outside the capacity of an officer at the time. His paycheck proves that. Blah 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 blah. Make a report. That's what I was told by City Hall. If the sheriff that refuses to talk to you and refuses to come to conclusion, or at least allows you to regress your grievances, then you can charge him as a civilian. He was not in his official capacity when it happened.
Okay. Like I said, I'll pass a message along to the sheriff and let him call you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't control where he's at or what he's doing or anything
let me
like
see.
that.
It's Wednesday the 1st. Oh Jesus, he's busy till the 10th. So it's like, the beginning of the month quotas, your balances, your all that he has to do. It takes him up until the 10th to get it done. At least that's in Hernando County. It took him 10 days to get that done, and that's the first 3 hours when he first gets to the place. So, I'd also like for it to be convenient to him, you know. It's Wednesday. How's possibly Wednesday of next week if he's not busy? Something like that.
Like
of a
said,
suggestion.
I'll pass a message along.
Of a suggestion. If I don't get a response from this man, I will have to go to the Metro and create an actual charge against Michael Lawrence. Something has to be done, professionally or legally. I'd rather professionally.
Okay. like I said, man, that's about all I can do for you. I understand where
Understood.
you're coming from, and I understand what you're saying too.
Yes, sir.
But as far as my duties as a patrol
Right, right,
lieutenant,
right. Yeah,
there's only so much
limitations. I understand, but being able to see you, to talk with you, to be able to feel that I'm not being ignored, really helps.
Mhm.
I guess.
And as far as your FOI stuff,
The FOIA request.
it's at the stuff that you requested is at the sheriff's office.
Okay. I have agoraphobia. Can my nurse get it? Can it make sure that my nurse can get it?
I don't know.
That's one of the reasons why I can't come down to your place or leave the house. I only leave for doctor's appointments.
What'd you call that again?
Agoraphobia.
What is that? I've
The
never heard
fear of
that.
leaving your house for the safety of yourself.
Okay.
I mean, I was in a hospital being treated, and then I was beaten and tased for no reason. If there was a reason, I'd be arrested. You know.
Like I said, that's what I'll pass the sheriff a message. That phone number that I tried to call a while ago is
352-777-5005.
Make sure that's right. I called.
I'm getting my lady the folds.
Yeah, we just got these. You said 253-777-5005.
352.
352.
Would you like a piece of paper, sir? You don't have to dirty yourself.
No, I can't lose this. So 352-777.
5005.
Okay.
And I mean, the FOIA request was just, just to look in to see if whether or not he overly uses his taser, because on the force, you're tired of it. There's stuff that you guys go through that most people don't give a shit about. But I was there. I was on the other side with people dealing with oh my God, I gotta do this again. It's getting
You
annoying.
said you work where at now?
Hernando County Sportsman's Club in Hernando County, Florida. I work with the sheriff's department.
What city is close to that?
That's Brooksville, Town, north of Tampa.
Okay. I know where Tampa's at.
Okay, north of Tampa, you got Hillsborough, Pasco, Hernando.
Okay.
So I was in Hernando. And the reason why it's so dramatic, why I dealt with such bad PTSD, is because I trusted. I still want to trust. I was trying to be. I was Coast Guard. I made it that far.
Yeah.
And
Did you retire from the Coast
no,
Guard?
I wasn't able to get to the military because of my mental disability.
I got you.
But I don't run from. I was taught not to run from bullets and do what you need to do to take care of the people around you and stuff.
Okay. Trent, like I said, I'll pass the message along to the sheriff.
I mean, it's up to him. If he doesn't want to respond to me, then I'm gonna have to take this the legal route. I will have to make a report, and it can happen. Metro Police can arrest a sheriff's deputy or so. It's just I have to fill out the appropriate paperwork, and I don't want to go that far. That's my fault.
Phone train.
Yeah.
Doing something. Okay. Like I said, I'll pass him the message and let him know that you want to talk to him. So.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Have a good afternoon.
Take it easy and stay safe out there.
We'll try to.
The sheriff's department just left. Trent?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, it's Matt Kirby with the Sheriff's Office. I spoke with you earlier.
Hi.
Okay. I've passed your request for meeting along, and I was told to tell you that you probably need to contact an attorney if you want to go about it that way.
If I wanted to talk to the sheriff about it, I'd need an attorney?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yes,
told him I passed the message back, so that's what I'm doing.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.